Hello and welcome aboard WhalePod to another Genshin Impact video. I am your Captain Whale, and in today's video we will be starting Tighnari's story quest. But before we do that, we have a little bit of an achievement roundup because I've completed another category. Mortal Travails Series 3. Pretty straightforward. Really surprised I did not get this earlier. There were only 2 books left that I was missing, and I scoured the library at the Academia over again and found them. You need to obtain the power of Dendro and collect the entire Tale of Shiria and Shirin series, the entire Scroll of Streaming Song series. Is that about tips and tricks to not get copyright struck for playing music in the backgrounds of your videos and streams? And the entire Folio of Foliage series. They are all located within the Academia's library. To scour it top to bottom, leave no bookcase undisturbed. There are bookcases even on some of the walls you might not expect there to be, so look everywhere. But with Bright as a Flame obtained, we have earned every achievement in this category, giving us a beautiful new name card. And with that, we are now back to where we were, or almost back to where we were before on achievement progress. The only category left that has any achievements that are not tied to co-op is the Sumeru, the Rainforest of Lore, and that is going to be another long haul, because I doubt we will be able to upgrade the statues of the 7 in Sumeru to their max, or reach the max level of the Tree of Dreams, which I still do not know what it is, before, at very least, version 3.2. Just like Inazuma's statues of the 7 were impossible to raise to level 10 before Surumi Island was added in version 2.2, and before the Sacred Sakura's Favor Cap was finally released all the way in version 2.4 with the release of Ankanomiya. Now, on the topic of co-op achievements, first I want to say, with 1 round of fishing from all 7 Sumeru fishing spots just in my world, I was able to obtain the requisite fish in order to obtain the new end-of-the-line bow. As you can see here, I have never caught a fish in another player's world. All 1,596 of my fish have been native to my version of Teyvat. Once again, if you would like to co-op with me, I am more than welcome to it, but please leave your traveler nickname in a comment on one of my Genshin Impact videos. Do not post anything else, just your traveler nickname will do. I don't get too many friend requests that I should have much trouble with duplicate nicknames unless yours is really common. In that case, maybe describe some other defining characteristics about you, like your signature quote or maybe even your name card style. Like my signature quote, of course, being just White Whale Gaming on YouTube, and my name card style being the Elemental Specialist achievement category, because boy is that a pain in the butt to get. But let's go ahead and quickly show off the preview of what this new one would look like. It looks pretty darn amazing. Unfortunately, I do think that the light colors on the stained glass doorway there will clash a little bit with the white font of the signature, but it still looks good all the same. Now, we are going to take the Yelan cab out of the library here. There's the bridge out. Yeah, these are the bookcases, these 2 right here, that are on walls you might not expect them to be on, and there is one of those books on that wall, so check there. Also, one minor thing to note, I've already picked up, but nestled in this stairway here, there is a luxurious chest, the metal chest with gold trim, the highest tier chest that contains 185,000 Mora sitting right here. If you're looking for Mora, this is the spot to be. There was also a tier 2 exquisite chest, the wood chest with the iron fixings, that just contained your normal chest items in this stairway here.
Take it easy.
No, Yelan, I will not take it easy. We gotta get hyped for Tighnari's story quest. Kazuha's was pretty good. I will admit there were some things that definitely could have been better. We are now getting world quests around Sumeru now that we have resolved the issue with the Akasha going berserk. I've already done one of them because it was literally just talk to one dude. Literally, it was the one to open up reputation rewards for Sumeru, and all you had to do to complete that quest was talk to Effendi here and say yes when he asks if you're here for the recruitment. Now, in order to get another similar world quest unlocked, we need to progress Tighnari's story quest, so Catherine will allow us to accept Sumeru commissions, but we can't do that right now because Catherine is currently busy with the start of Tighnari's story quest.
Take it easy.
Hey, Catherine.
Traveler, you've come at a good time.
Wait, this sounds like another commission.
It is as you say. The commission this time around is of high importance. It pertains to the safety of the Avidia Forest's inhabitants.
Huh? What happened?
Not long ago, we received word that a section of the Avidia Forest seems to have become contaminated.
Contaminated? You mean a new withering zone?
I don't know about the specifics, but I hear that strange things are happening to people who cross through that region. The Avidia Forest inhabitants won't leave their homes so easily. If we allow this contaminated region to expand, the consequences could be unimaginable. That's why I want to ask you to investigate the situation. Even if all you can do is stop the contamination from spreading, that will still save many people.
This is forest business. Maybe Tighnari will know something. Let's go find him.
Alright, contamination, Withering's big brother. Now we can do Adventure Takes Courage, talk to Catherine. We will finish that at the end there. But for now... Gandharvaville, back again. I've done some exploring around Gandharvaville. There's a chest up on the top of Gandharvaville's tree, as well as a Dendroculus and one of those stone piles with 15k or 10k. Can't remember which one this particular one is, but it has a lot of more in it. There are a lot of those around Sumeru. They've been a big help in doing stuff like finally 90 of 90ing my Kaching, now that she's actually, you know, good. I typically like to see myself as more of a waifu over meta player, and, well, Kaching was one of the characters whose design drew me to Genshin Impact to begin with, but she quickly fell off in favor of stronger units, namely Raiden Shogun, as I started in version 1.6, and Raiden Shogun released 2 versions later in 2.1.
This is where you've been, Tighnari? That's...
Shh. Keep your voice down.
Tighnari, everything's spinning. Am I going to die? Tell Mom that I should have listened to her. And tell Suna that I'm sorry for breaking her toy. I didn't tell her because I was scared that she wouldn't play with me anymore. Tighnari, I heard that people turn into birds after they die. Is that true? I feel like I'm getting lighter.
What happened? Tighnari, is he?
Okay, enough nonsense. You just have a small fever. Take your medication and rest. You'll be bouncing off the walls in no time.
Really? Then, can you keep the thing about the toy a secret for now?
No can do. You're a big kid now. Once you've recovered, go and apologize. Keeping secrets to yourself won't solve anything.
Oh.
Hey, let me ask you something. I recall that you're usually pretty healthy. How did you get this sick all of a sudden?
I don't know either. Mom's been telling me not to play in the forest. I just wanted to look inside. It's different from before. I got lost and went around in a huge circle. After I got out, I started feeling dizzy.
Could it be?
The contaminated region?
So that's how this whole mess happened. Anyway, go rest. No running around until I say so, got it? Traveler, Paimon, let's step out for now.
Mr. Forest Watcher, how is my son?
I gave him some antipyretics. Let him rest here for a while. I told him that he would feel better after some medicine and rest, but I only said that to comfort him. His symptoms resemble a fever, but something else is causing them. They seem more akin to a disruption in his psyche. Antipyretics won't be of much use.
What do we do? Mr. Forest Watcher, you have to help him.
If memory serves, a plant called Vasanti grass can help soothe the mind. A small number grow in arid deserts. They usually look like shriveled weeds, but can be revitalized with a splash of water. They're expensive and unable to grow in the Avidya forest's climate, so I don't have any on hand. I'll ask the caravans. Go find Kale, have her prepare medicinal tools and a set of traveling gear for me.
All right. Thank you.
Contaminated region, huh? Is that why you two are also here?
Yep. Is it a new withering zone?
Doesn't seem like one. Whether you look at scale, internal conditions, or resultant effects, they're completely different. The only thing they have in common is that they aren't welcome. This nuisance made itself home in the Avidya forest, so I can't turn a blind eye.
We feel the same way.
All right. Let's contact the caravans first and purchase some Vasanti grass. We can also ask about the contaminated region. There's no time to waste. We have to move quickly. Let's go.
Well, let's go get some Vasanti grass from the caravan. Lucky for us, we don't have to go all the way to the caravan by the desert that I found on my own time. Back to what I was saying before, I quickly dumped Kaching off of my main party pretty quickly after getting Raiden Shogun built, but with the rise of Dendro and Kaching's new prominence and unique ability to, well, it's not necessarily unique to infuse with Electro, but the fact that she can do it with just her elemental skill rather than her burst is quite unique, and she has very fast, very fluid attacks, very short cooldowns on her skill. All lends itself well to being a very good candidate for aggravate compositions. So I've been building them, or characters like Kaching and Fischl alongside the Dendro Traveler, to try out a bit of an aggravate comp here. We'll do that later. I don't want to mess around with that stone thing right now. It's literally right there, so if you want to do it yourself but have been trouble finding that, it's hiding behind a rock. Now you know. Okay, this cliff we might need to eat some food for. Nope, wrong one. Luckily it is a new week, so we had a new battle pass goal of cook 20 dishes, and since I had no new recipes that were in need of finding local, well, character specialties for, I decided to make up some more delicious sticky honey roast, as we had dropped below triple digits on that, and we can't have that. Amber will be so sad if we don't have enough sticky honey roast for her. We'll also pop some delicious 5 pickled treasures. We have several suspicious 5 pickled treasures because before Yunjin came around, I was using Hu Tao for my stamina food cooking. But now that we have Yunjin, I'd rather have the smaller chance at doubling up the better effect as opposed to a slightly larger chance of getting a double up of a lesser effect. It is nice, though, that Hu Tao and Ayato's cooking passive works for any dish. But I'll always choose quality over quantity, particularly when food, like stamina food, has a 5-minute cooldown. But with that discussion out of the way, here's the guy we're looking for. Convenient to have that gold diamond over your head.
Excuse me, I'd like to purchase some Vasanti grass. Do you have any?
I'm sorry, Mr. Forest Watcher, but we've been closed for the past few days.
Closed? Now that's odd. It's my first time hearing you say something like that.
It's a long story. Some of our goods were stolen recently. They were mechanical parts that we got from the academia. Although they're old models, they still fetch a good price on the market. Our caravans had to pool together more to afford those parts. Now that they've been lost, we'll likely come up short this trip. All the merchants talked it over, and we decided to raise the prices of our remaining inventory. Until this plan takes effect, none of us can privately sell anything.
I don't get it. If these goods are so important, then why not think of a way to get them back? Raising prices won't solve anything. At best, you're shoving the consequences of the robbery onto your customers.
Mr. Forest Watcher, it's not that we don't want to. It's just the thief disappeared into the deepest parts of the forest. We asked around, and apparently the forest has been very unusual as of late. Anyone who goes in experiences mental anomalies. We can't keep waiting out here for the thief to come out. All we could do is come up with another solution.
So the bandit hid in the contaminated region after stealing those mechanical parts. How many people were there in total? Were they not affected by the contaminated region?
That crook came from the contaminated region. As for how many, there weren't any people.
No people?
Even if I tell you, you might not believe me. Fine. The thief that stole our parts was a huge mechanical crab.
What the heck? The Avidia Forest has creatures like that?
Is it that crab?
To be honest, I'd rather not think about it. It moved too skillfully to be new at this. It came out of nowhere. Before we could react, it swiped our goods and ran away. We were all shocked. By the time we came to our senses, the thief was already long gone.
I see. If we help you retrieve your stolen goods, then business will return to normal?
Oh, but of course! Not only that, but you'll become one of our caravan's VIPs on all future purchases of any...
Enough. Tell me something that's actually useful. Any leads on that mechanical crab?
Maybe one. After our goods were stolen, we specifically got someone to assess the situation. If you're interested, you can go and talk to them.
All right. We'll go and have a word.
Sounds like a ruined defender to me, but those guys probably aren't that nimble in order to pull off a heist like that. Abdo here is our first up on the list.
Crab is fast, strong, and a pain to deal with. 10 of us might not even be able to take that thing head on.
Definitely not a ruined defender. Those things are anything but fast.
Didn't academia ban research on mechanical life forms years ago? Where did that thing come from? Our salaries even got slashed because of it. Who would have thought that that robber wasn't a human, but a mechanical crab? This is rough.
Alright, Abdo, thank you for that information there. Akarsh.
After the goods were stolen, I made multiple inquiries with nearby caravans and residents. It turns out that many others have also been robbed by that crooked crab. However, the crab only seems to be interested in machinery. It doesn't even bat an eye at other valuables. A caravan carrying a large amount of Mora had an uneventful trip. but another caravan had a child whose metal toy was taken. Whatever the case, that thing is a scourge. We'll eventually think of a way to get rid of it.
Thank you, Akarsh.
I heard from the caravanners that there have been a lot of robberies lately, but we haven't been affected. We don't normally see the mechanical crab, and it doesn't disturb our daily lives. It only shows up when the caravans are here, and it runs back to the contaminated region after it's done making a mess.
You haven't tried capturing it?
We have, but it's too agile and fast. However, we did unexpectedly learn something the last time we tried to capture it. It apparently lives in the deepest part of the forest, so instead of immediately moving its spoils, it first hides them nearby. Once its stash grows large enough, it moves everything in one go. You'll have to move fast if you want those goods back.
Right. Time to discuss.
Take it easy.
Mahir, we're back again.
How are things? Did you make any progress?
We learned of its behaviors, but much still remains unclear. Assuming normal operational status, mechanical constructs generally act according to their given commands. If I were its owner, I'd command it to steal more valuable things. Or the mora you made. That would be the most efficient method. But it only goes after mechanical components. This doesn't make any sense.
Right. It's really weird.
So, you all found a way to retrieve our goods?
Do you have any more mechanical parts with you?
Yes, I still have a small bag of samples. They weren't taken since I keep them on me at all times. Oh, are you planning to...
Under constant external conditions, organisms rarely initiate changes in their habits. Here's what we know so far. It has a mechanical composition, it lives in the contaminated region, and it comes out to steal mechanical components. If we have said components, we can lure it out, capture it, and then make observations for further conclusions. Well, chatting like this won't get us anywhere. We're only wasting time.
You're right. We don't have any other options right now. This bag of samples is all yours, Mr. Forest Watcher. If you can get our goods back, the caravans will reward you generously.
We don't need anything in return, but I'll be keeping this bag. I may have other uses for it later. We'll also need to borrow a sumpter beast. Our act has to be convincing if we want the crab to fall for it.
Oh yeah, no problem at all. If it means getting our things back, you can even borrow me to do whatever you need.
I'll have to decline that offer. Anyway, we'll use the mechanical components and sumpter beast to pose as a transiting caravan and lure out the crab. Once it appears, capture it. I leave the timing to you.
Don't worry, we're professionals.
Time to go, take care of Mr. Krabs here. Definitely malfunctioning. No way Mr. Krabs wouldn't steal money. Ah, we're coming back this way, are we? This little stretch of land here.
Looking at the trade routes and the contaminated region's current perimeter, the goods were likely stolen somewhere around here.
Then let's get to it. We'll definitely capture that criminal crab.
Okay, we'll start from here and have the sumpter beast with the components on board lead the way. This sumpter beast isn't familiar with us yet, so be calm and take your time with it.
The sumpter beast went ahead. Let's keep up with it.
Practice for a little hidden achievement where we gotta follow one of these guys down a road that I haven't tried attempting yet.
Why'd it stop?
Looks like it's loafing around. Or maybe it's hungry. The caravanners grew disheartened.
All right, it's moving again. Did you hear something? Ah! Is that the mechanical crab the caravan was talking about? It's charging straight at us!
It looks strong. Be careful.
No, we won't be careful. We will be lethal.
Gotcha. Right here, right now.
Allow me. Just try to escape this time, you naughty caravan robbing crab! Hey, playing dumb won't save you. Spill it! Why are you stealing so many mechanical parts?
It doesn't seem to understand us.
It doesn't seem capable of comprehending complex questions. Keep an eye on it. I'll search around the area for the caravan's goods. I don't know why you're stealing mechanical parts, but they don't belong to you. Stolen items must be returned to their rightful owners. Any objections?
It looks sad.
You came from the depths of the contaminated region, right? How about you help us with something? If you take us there, I'll give you some mechanical parts as a reward.
It reacted!
Does it understand us?
We can't be certain yet. Its excitement may be a simple programmed response upon seeing mechanical components.
Okay, so you want the crab to lead us into the contaminated region?
That's right. The contaminated region has a large and currently expanding perimeter, so it would be difficult to conduct a thorough search. If we charge straight in, we'll get lost like headless pigeons. Also, our new friend here seems to be full of secrets. I've been studying this contaminated region recently, and I have a hypothesis of my own. So to be absolutely safe, it would be best to have a guide lead the way.
Paimon gets it now. Does the scuttler understand what you're saying?
It doesn't have to, as long as it isn't hostile towards us. I gave it some components that it will definitely take back to the contaminated region. So long as it doesn't attack us, we can simply follow along.
It seems to be really happy.
Listen to me. Wait for us here. No running off. We'll be back soon. If you're still here when we return, I'll give you another mechanical part as a reward. Understood?
Does that count as understanding us?
I'm not sure, but our priorities are to retrieve the mechanical components and to purchase Vasanti grass to make medicine with. We should return, but before we do, we need to set up a few traps. Can't have that crab escaping.
Turns out it was, well, something ruined defender-ish. This, however, does not look to be a machine of Conrian origin. It appears to either be a machine based on the ruined defender or the machine the Conrians based the ruined defender off of. In the Archon quest, we learned about the Scarlet King and the civilization in the desert that supposedly had technology that makes what Sumeru has today seem like a not a pale imitation, but child's play or a baby of baby level technology compared to what the Scarlet King's civilization had. This guy could have been produced by the Scarlet King and reverse engineered by Conria to create the Ruin Defender. But now we need to give the components back to the merchant. We're gonna pass through here again anyway, so let's summon Dendrogranum. Right, Yelan. Ignore the slimes, go straight for the monument.
Treasure. One way to draw your target out of
I am going to leave these Loti here for a little bit until they've all respawned so I can go and open up the interactive map and collect them all at once. So without further ado, we begin our cliff climbing adventure all over again. I'm not going to waste stamina this time, and I'm going to pop a sticky honey roast first. Oh, and we'll also use some of Hu Tao's trash to top us off. Also, stamina food was the last category of food to get a cooking rate up passive. So with that, it's really if you just want the higher chance and not having to switch around characters when you're cooking different dishes as to whether or not you use someone like Hu Tao or Ayato if you have them, or someone like Yunjin, Xiangling, who is still the only attack food buffer, and the likes of Noelle or Diona. No, Diona's HP as well, like Barbara, Noelle, Jean, Hu Tao. No, not Hu Tao, she's one of the other ones, or Xiangling, a different pyro polearm for getting the food. But now, back on the topic of the quest, this guy was probably eating these parts as food.
Oh! Oh! These are the mechanical parts that were stolen! You really got them back for us! Thank you all so very much. I don't know how I can repay you. Wait, didn't you want to purchase Vasanti grass? Don't worry about the price. They're on the house. How many do you need?
2 is enough.
No, that won't do. Here, I'll throw in some more.
No need. I've already received a reward from you.
Reward? You mean that bag of mechanical parts? They aren't worth much compared to this merchandise.
But those parts are very useful to me. Just like the Vasanti grass. I retrieved the things you needed, and you gave me what I needed in return. We're even. Oh, and before we go, just a reminder, the forest has an intricate and biodiverse ecosystem. Even if there were no mechanical crabs, other dangers are still present. Take caution on this route.
Noted. Thank you all ever so much.
Let's return to the village. The earlier we can give the child medicine, the sooner he'll start feeling better.
Kale is busy completing the quest to Unappreciated Carving. Looks like we're getting event progress here as well. Well, I have stumbled into this a couple times and closed out the game to stop the cutscene a couple times, so I know where this is. This event has been really annoying. D tier event right here. I haven't even gotten to any of the gameplay yet, but because of how much progress it's impeded, automatic D tier, you suck event. If it weren't for the free call, I don't know if I'd play it anymore at this point. Of course I would, it's a crown event, but still. Kale is just up here. Thought she was somewhere just up here. Oh, there she is, right over there.
So Tandra's supposed to be here in Gandharvaville looking for inspiration. But how do we find him? Should we yell his name at the top of our lungs?
That sounds like a bad idea.
Hey buddy, what's your name? What are you doing here all alone? Do you live in Gandharvaville? Regardless, don't worry. As a trainee forest ranger, I'll do everything I can to help you.
Hi, Miss Forest Ranger. I'm Rosie. Don't mind me. I know the way back to Gandharvaville.
When people say don't mind me, what they really mean is don't worry about me. That's all the more reason not to leave you alone. Hey, don't cry. What's wrong? Take your time. You can tell me all about it. sounds familiar. Paimon's heard it somewhere before.
We've heard it right here in Gandharvaville. It's Kale.
Oh, it's Kale! And a child who seems to be upset. Oh, let's go say hi. Hi, Kale. How have you been? Paimon and Traveler. I've been doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. I'm helping Master Tighnari patrol the forest. What brings you here? We're here on an errand. We heard your voice, so we thought we'd come ask you for help. You seem kinda busy, though.
I'll be fine. You go help them first, Miss Forest Ranger. I'm okay, really. The sand got into my eyes, that's all.
What a well-mannered child.
We can't just leave him here.
Sand? There is not a lot of sand in a forest. You keep saying you're okay because you don't want us to know what you're upset about, right?
Maybe.
That's exactly why you have to get it off your chest. Here's a trick. If you're keeping a secret that bothers you, you can try telling it all to a tree hollow.
A tree hollow?
Yeah, a tree hollow. Do you know Tanja's stories? The Aranara living in the forest will patiently listen to every word children say. Maybe there really are Aranara living in the tree hollows that will listen to you.
You like the R&R stories too?
Of course! I love them!
Oh, people who like R&R are the best. Okay, I'll try telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Thanks, Miss Forest Ranger. You know everything.
Aw, you're just exaggerating. Anyway, I'm trying to be like my friend, who always does her best to cheer people up when they seem sad. So, how are you doing? Feeling any better now? The forest is very dangerous, so how about we stick together?
Sure.
Wow, Kale's so good with kids!
A forest ranger you can trust.
Well, helping children who are lost in the rainforest is all part of a forest ranger's duty. So, what was it you wanted help with? You're not lost too, are you?
No, we actually want to go deeper into the forest. Yeah, to the contaminated zone, but you won't let us, Kale.
So, you're looking for a children's author from Port Olmos called Tanja. And he's here in Gandharvaville, looking for inspiration. Wait, when you say Tanja, do you mean the Tanja? That's right, Uncle Tanja. So he's in the area, looking for inspiration for a new story as we speak? This is amazing. Could you wait for me for a second? I'll run Razi back to Gandharvaville and then I'll be right back. I've always been curious what the man behind those incredible stories is like in person.
Maybe he's a genius who spends a lot of time in solitary confinement?
Tanja's just a normal guy.
Even so, he must be more creative than most people. Wait, hold on. Razi, do you mean you've met Tanja before?
Mm-hmm. He's my dad.
Your dad? Tanja's your dad? As in you're Tanja's son?
Uh-huh.
Ah, Paimon sees. That guy at Akara CRABS told us that Tanja brought his son along with him. So he meant Razi. Why are you here on your own, though? Did you and Tanja get separated?
We had an argument. I was upset, so I ran off here by myself.
Oh, in that case, we should take you back to Gandharvaville first. Then we'll look for your dad and tell him where you are.
No, I'm good. Thanks for your advice, Kale. I'm not so upset anymore. Come with me. I'll take you to him.
Yay! Thanks, Rosie! Paimon thought we'd be spending the whole day looking for him.
Ooh, we can get back to what we want to be doing.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe I'm actually gonna meet the Tanja!
Oh.
And everybody, that is Constellation 6 Kale.
So Tanja headed this way. I know this place pretty well. Follow me.
We'll go over Kale's constellations at the end of things. We need to briefly... We're gonna briefly track this so we don't have to worry about finding it. Artifact domain, go! And mushroom jump, go! And we'll stop to smell the dendro puzzles. Not really puzzle, but...
Take it easy.
Sealy! Ooh, I think... I'll follow you later, Sealy. I think I know where you're going. Like, when I say later, I mean as soon as I'm done recording this.
Rosie! Where are you, Rosie? Oh, Rosie! Thank goodness I finally found you. What would I do without you, my son? Were you in danger? Did the wild beasts scare you? Did the stars guide your way?
I'm okay. All thanks to their help.
Thank you. Thank you all. I dare say that even the most cold-hearted Spino crocodile would be moved to tears by your kindness.
Yep, he's certainly an author. He lays it on thick with the imagery.
Oh, it's nothing. It's all part of my responsibility as a trainee forest ranger. I'm the one who should thank you for creating so many wonderful stories for the children of Sumeru. I love them too.
Really? I didn't know anyone read my stories apart from young children. That must mean you're still in touch with your inner child. Okay then. I have the inspiration for my next story. It shall be about an Aranara granny who's a child at heart.
Huh? It's an honor to become the source of your inspiration. Whoa, Kale looks like she's about to pass out. Hey Kale, are you okay? I'm okay. Sorry, I just got a little too excited.
Are you two story lovers as well? Yes. The moment I saw you, the image of an aura giant and an aura finch traveling together popped into my mind.
We've been tasked with seeking your help.
Oh? Who asked for my help? My sincerest apologies, but I have fans all over Sumeru. Trying to remember every last one is like trying to identify each grain of sand in the desert.
Seems like Tanja has a slightly exaggerated view of what it means to be a children's author. Also, Paimon's not a finch. That's nothing to get excited about.
Let's put the jokes aside and get down to business.
Akara Crafts. Akara Crafts. Oh, right. I remember now. That small boat once sailed into the sea of my memory, but before long it floated away over the horizon, never to be seen again.
Yep, 100% an author. I would know, I've, tried my hand at writing a few books. I tend to get this way when I'm putting word-to-word documents.
Perhaps for the best. After all, a wild tempest was a-raging in Tanger Harbor.
What? Paimon has no idea what he's saying.
Me neither. I'm not nearly this eccentric when I'm not writing.
What should we do? Do you think think we should get Tighnari to take a look at him?
Dad's saying he forgot about helping the people at Akara Crafts learn more about Aranara because right now he has something more important to do.
Oh, that's what he meant! Well, there it is! All the proof you needed that this kid is definitely Tanjir's son. Wait, no, this isn't the time for all that. Tanjir, your help is pretty vital to the toy makers. You gotta do something!
But the garden that blooms before my eyes is of greater importance. For therein lies the beautiful Padisara that all the children of Sumeru dream of. I, Tanjir, have found evidence of Aranara activity right here in the Avidia Forest, conclusively proving that Aranara not only exists in stories, but in real life too. If I manage to document the first real-life Aranara sighting, the petty problems that perplex Akara Crafts will be untangled in no time. Meanwhile, I may well be able to leverage this to assume leadership of the academia. Then all across Sumeru will know of the great Tanjir living in humble Port Ormos.
Not so fast there, bucko, but if it's shots of Aranara you want, I took a couple photos of them off camera.
I haven't written any papers myself, but I think you need to have a bunch of them approved by the review board before entering the academia. You also need a detailed and objective experiment record. Anyway, Tanja, what did you mean by evidence of Aranara activity?
The hook's what's important in a story. The great storyteller Tanjir never gives his audience the bait right away. Come with me.
Wait, not that way. Kale, what's wrong? Nothing, but that way leads us deeper into the Avidia Forest. I'm just concerned for Tanja's safety. And I think I'm starting to understand why Razi and Tanja were fighting.
Maybe there's something else going on.
Just as I expected, the promise of one of my stories has kept you hot on my heels.
But this is just an ordinary tree hollow. Paimon's not seeing any evidence of Aranara.
You can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart. Look with your heart and you too will understand.
Paimon's not sure what look with your heart means. But anyway, let's start by investigating the area around this tree hollow.
Alright. Let's get this done with so we can do what we, actually were setting out to do.
Hey, look! There's a note here! Could this be the evidence that Tanjir was talking about? The handwriting's so hard to read! It's too hard. I can't remember the names of all these mushrooms. Do Aranara need to learn about mushroom classification?
This isn't R&R evidence. This is Kale's notes or something, probably.
Here's another note that says, "This tree hollow is my castle." That sounds more like something an R&R from the stories would say.
Yoink. A cool 15K.
If only I were a clever Aranara. A clever Aranara. Is the emphasis on clever or Aranara?
Emphasis is on Aranara.
How does it feel to bear witness to a groundbreaking discovery? Exciting, isn't it?
What's so groundbreaking about it? They look like messages left by children.
The crude handwriting may look like a child's, but don't forget, we're in the middle of a rainforest. I doubt that a child would be able to reach this deep into the forest, and I doubt even more that they would think of this lowly tree hollow as some sort of impenetrable castle. I boldly hypothesize that this tree hollow is in fact the Aranara's academia. The notes we saw were written by the Aranara themselves. There is no doubt in my mind about that. An Aranara that wasn't so bright left a note here wishing to become a clever Aranara. Oh, I shall craft a new story for them and call it The Aranara in the Tree Hollow. How's that? Don't the very words just conjure up images of Aranara in your mind's eye?
Nope.
Not at all.
Well, many an adventurer knows how to take to the skies with their easily visible wind gliders, yet they do not possess the invisible wings of imagination, making it hard for them to keep up with my train of thought. How about you, Miss Forest Ranger? Do you soar into the atmosphere on the wings of imagination?
Huh? Me? I don't know. Maybe I do, but maybe not. Anyway, it has nothing to do with me, so...
Kale, is everything okay? Are you sure you're not feeling unwell?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that witnessing Tanja's creative process is a little...
Overwhelming.
Oh, yes. Yes. Overwhelming.
For now, I've decided to stay here with Razi until we witness the legendary moment when the Aranara appear in this hollow. Don't worry, I won't let the Akara Crafts toymakers down. When a real Aranara appears, their little troubles will be resolved in an instant.
He seems pretty stubborn. Looks like we'll have to stay here and wait a little longer. No, I think we should return to our camp first. Tanja, in Aranara and the Three Little Fungus, it says that Aranara are very sensitive creatures. I don't think they'll show up if we stay here.
Oh? Was that in the story? Ah, yes, I remember now. Miss Forest Ranger, you sure know your stuff. In that case, let's go back to camp and call it a day. We'll continue our search for evidence first thing in the morning.
I still do not think that's an R&R. I think that's Kale's notes. We're going to leave that Lotus here until we have given them a couple days to all respawn, and then I'll start farming it for Tighnari in earnest. Okay, yeah, we just need to use the change time. Once we get through this so that we can get back to Tighnari's story quest next time, this is likely going to be the end of the video. Unfortunately, we got hijacked by something I did not intend to do until Friday at the earliest. It is Monday when I'm recording this. But stuff happens.
Wake up!
What's wrong? Did the Aranara show up?
It's not the Aranara. It's Kale. She's gone. Oh, Paimon's been worried about Kale since last night. Even though she kept telling us she was okay after we saw the evidence of Aranara activity, she's been acting kind of strange.
I noticed that too. Maybe Tanja was too much for her?
Anyway, let's go find her. Hey, look! Aren't these Kale's footprints? But why are they headed towards the tree hollow?
The tree hollow wasn't used by Aranara, but by Kale.
So Kale came back here alone. Is she waiting for the Aranara to show up? And I thought this was a place nobody knew about. I never thought Tanja would find it, or that I would run into the Traveler and Paimon. If I'd known, I would have just told the tree hollow instead of writing it down. There must be another way to practice my handwriting. Now I've created a whole new problem for myself. What do I do now? Dress up as an Aranara? Oh, no, that won't work. I should be writing something that an Aranara would never say, so that Tanja won't mistake me for one of them. But what should I write? What should I write? Oh, I've got it! There's no way Tanja could see this as the work of an Aranara.
So the evidence of Aranara activity we saw during the day was actually evidence of Kale's activity. But why didn't she just tell Tanja?
Perhaps that's her secret.
Oh, right. Kale told Razi that he could tell any secret to a tree hollow. Must be because that's what she does, and now she even writes it down.
Kale must have her reasons.
Yeah, you're right. We'll keep her secret for her. Oh, looks like she's almost done writing. Let's head back.
All right, let's talk to Tanger. See what Kale left for him.
Aha! There's a new note just as I expected. Yes, yes! It's the same handwriting, which means it must have been written by the same Aranara. Let's see what it says.
Ooh, what could it be?
Could it be? Indeed.
I want to visit Mondstadt during the Ludi Harpastum again? No, that's impossible. This must be some kind of mistake. How could an Aranara go to Mondstadt for the Ludi Harpastum? Even I would never write that into a fairy tale.
So, in other words, the notes can't have been left by an Aranara.
Yeah. If you ask me, they were probably left by a passing merchant from Mondstadt or something. Definitely not an Aranara.
No, no, I refuse to believe it.
Please help Akara Crafts.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't? It's not like it'll take you a huge amount of effort.
You've written so many stories beloved by the children. I'm sure you can help create carvings that are just as successful.
I believe in you, Tanger.
No! I can't do it. I thought that if I could find an Aranara, I'd be able to help Akara Crafts. But it was someone from Mondstadt all along.
But you've managed to write all those stories without ever having seen a real Aranara, right? What makes this so different?
Razi, you tell them.
Really? Can I?
Yes, it's fine. Tell them. I know this is the moment you've been waiting for.
Okay. Kale, Traveler, Paimon, do you remember when I said that there was a secret I didn't want to tell anyone?
Yep, I do.
I didn't want to tell anyone the secret, but it made me feel very sad and also turned Dad into a completely different person. So, I think I should tell you. Dad isn't the one who came up with all those Aranara stories.
What? Hold on. So if Uncle Tanja wasn't the author, then who was it? Wait. You don't mean...
It was me. Dad's been telling stories in Port Ormos for as long as I can remember. I always got to listen to all his new stories. Every night, Dad would give me a Zaytun peach for dinner, and I'd eat it while he told his stories. The Zaytun peaches were delicious, but Dad's stories were really bad. He always uses sentences that are really hard to understand, and strange, metaphors, I think they're called. But Dad kept on going, telling his stories again and again. Oh, one time, he even borrowed a camera from Lord Sangemabe's shop and got me to take pictures of him in action. Dad showed me the picture and said that it shall become the precious record of Sumeru's best storyteller early in his career. Even though I only had Zaytune peaches to eat and not so great stories to listen to, I was happy. Then one day, I tried telling Dad a story I came up with. Dad seemed really excited from the very beginning. He looked really happy. He lifted me up high into the air and told me to continue. He lifted me up so high that I was looking down at him. As I continued with my story, I saw his expression gradually change. And when I got to my favorite part, Dad started crying. I guess he must have been moved by my story. When Dad put me back down, I looked up at him again, but now he had a scary look in his eyes.
You remember it so vividly.
It's not only Rosie. I, too, remember every detail of what happened that day. After that, I gradually grew in fame and started making money. I became Sumeru's best storyteller, just as I always dreamed. Finally, we could afford more than just Zaytune peaches for dinner. I thought it would make Rosie happy.
I was really happy at first, but then everyone started calling me Tanja's son instead of Rosie. I kinda guessed why, but I also didn't want to believe it. Dad got busier with things that had nothing to do with storytelling, like that request from Akara Crafts. So I made up my mind that this time, I just want to be good old Rosie so that Dad will become good old Dad again. Instead of Dad the way he is now, starting every story with, "Dedicated to my dearest Rosie." I prefer my dad how he used to be, stumbling over words and not knowing how to end the story. That's why I decided to keep how I imagine R&R to look like a secret.
Wait, Paimon gets it now. To sum up, all of Uncle Tandra's fairy tales were actually stories written by Rosie. And because Rosie didn't want Tandra to keep living a lie, he refused to help him with the Akara Crafts commission.
Yes. That's why I tried looking for possible evidence of Aranara. But it turned out that I was just being a clown, as always. And not even a funny one. I'm a terrible father. I'm sorry, Razzie. I'm so sorry. And I owe you all an apology, too, for wasting your time. Rosie's the only one who can help Akara Crafts. If you can manage to persuade him, that is. Right now, I think I just want to find a tree hollow and be quiet for a while.
Are we gonna let this happen?
It's up to Rosie.
You want me to help Akara Crafts with their carving? Well, I did mention what the R&R look like in my stories, but to make a carving, we might need more details. Kale, Traveler, and Paimon, I might need your help on this one. I've never really left Port Ormos before. This is my first time in Gandharvaville. Well, it's my first time being so far from home. Sumeru is so much bigger than I thought. Seeing new places has given me loads of new ideas for my R&R stories. So I want to visit more places in Sumeru. That way, I can help Akara Crafts create an R&R carving that everyone will love. And I also want to take pictures of Dad everywhere that we travel to.
You still want me to come with you? Even after all I've done?
Yeah, of course. Come on, you're the best dad ever.
This is the happiest Razi has sounded since we met him.
I want to thank you, Kale.
Huh? Me? I didn't do anything to help.
You told me about telling my secrets to a tree hollow. Even though I didn't have the time to find a tree hollow, telling everyone my secret made me feel so much better.
Yeah. It's hard to keep too many secrets. And there's no need to hide our mistakes from others all the time. I made a lot of mistakes back in Mondstadt, but when I look back on them, it all feels more like a new beginning. I'm sure this experience will be the same for Tanja.
Yes. I'll do my best to become a good father again. Wait. Did you just say you've been to Mondstadt?
I just passed by once. Never mind that. Come on now. Akara Crafts is waiting for us. Let's go, Razi. Grab that camera and see what hidden inspiration you can discover along the way.
Okay, let's go. Come on, Dad.
Razi, slow down and watch your step.
Looks like everyone's in good spirits. You will discover all sorts of new and fascinating things while exploring Sumeru, so why not use an exquisitely crafted camera to record them down? While using the camera, if the viewfinder has objects worth keeping a record of in view, the camera will display information related to them. Adjust your photo taking distance and camera zoom to more easily spot these designated photo targets. Also, this camera can only be used in Sumeru. And with that, Kale is no longer busy with the event quest. The event quest is in fact over. We do have the event stuff. We have already received our Kale, so let's give ourselves our final constellation on Kale. Here she is, level 40 of 50. I've gotten her to 40 of 50 so I can level up her talents to 2, 5, and 5. She has on her artifacts a Dendro Goblet and nothing else, as I'm not quite sure what set is best for her yet. And last but not least, Forest of Falling Arrows. When the floral ring boomerang thing she throws hits, it will create a miniature Quailine Anbar that will deal 200% of Kale's attack as Dendro damage. Each floral brush can only create one such miniature Quailine Anbar. And with that, we have Constellation 6 Kale. Our little sphinxy cat looking constellation is now fully lit up. With that, there is one more thing that I want to do, as we will not be talking to Catherine most likely in this video. Well, no, in the next video, we talked to her already. We will be doing that other world quest in order to get Sumeru commissions unlocked. Add extra applesauce. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. Hi, Catherine. Hello, Catherine. Greetings. You both look great today. Are there commissions? Why are you both staring at me? Is there something of significance that you'd like to inquire about? No. Nothing about Lesser Lord Kusanali taking over your body in the end of the Archon quest. We just want to take commissions. Understood. You seem like a seasoned adventurer already. You could say that. Then you must be well acquainted with the Adventurers Guild way of operation, therefore I won't waste your time going over it. If you have any questions for the guild, please feel free to ask me at any time. Please pitch in with the commissions in Sumeru City. Outstanding adventurers like you will surely be a great help to the people here. Safe travels, traveler. Add extra applesauce. That add extra applesauce bit is a little thing that I have decided to add to these videos that I have borrowed ever so respectfully from With a K Games is Erica Harlicker, who voices Venti in English. She always says that as well. Ad Astra Abyssosque is a right mouthful. And I like that, so I'm gonna say that too. We have in commissions. Today, we actually got Cliffhanger back to back. We had it yesterday and we had it again today. So I then, this time, did test out to make sure that yes, there is the glitch still on console, and yes, the glitch is still present on console. I started the commission at night when we should have gotten Jiajo for Ring of Raining Blades 2 and the Tea House boss, but instead we got Gentry Moutsai and the Tea House boss. So if you're on console or PC and are experiencing the bug where you cannot get the alternate version to spawn in, briefly make enough space on mobile or a tablet you own in order to download the mobile version and do the commission on mobile, as the bug is apparently not there. Now, we're going to switch our commissions over to Sumeru, as we have no more non-hidden achievements that need Leela commissions. The commission request region has been changed to Sumeru. It will take effect on the next server reset. And with that, thank you all for watching. I know we got sidetracked from what we initially set out to do, but if you like this video, please do leave a like and consider subbing to the channel. It costs you nothing and helps me out immensely. If you do sub to the channel, make sure to ring that notification bell to stay up to date with all my latest uploads. As usual, comments are welcome down below. I'm probably not going to post a question of the day on this one, as it was really just the event quest and the start of Tighnari's story quest. But if you would, for any reason, like to communicate with me at all, feel free to post it in the comments section. I do my best to respond to the comments that you all leave me. But with that all out of the way, thank you once again for watching Whale Pod. I hope you all are having fantastic days. I have been your host, Whale. But until next time, this is goodbye.